we have got a legend in the studio. Actor, comedian, he does the lot. Omid Djalili joins us in the studio. How are you?
Omid!
Oh, thank you, boys.
I can't believe we've got a legend on.
I am. So can I just tell you, you guys are legends for me. A lot of comics, you should know, after our gigs, when we finish around 10:15, we've got to drive to the hotels. We've always got Sports Bar on. And I've been leaving messages for you because I've been crying with laughter. You guys should win awards. I don't know if you've won awards, but this is one of the best shows on radio.
Joking, joking.
He's already laughing.
I don't even know we're here.
No, it's funny. I know you don't do it for the awards, but you deserve awards because this is so entertaining and so
Yeah, we've
brilliant.
got to be put forward. Hope management are listening to this, Omid.
Yes.
You know, it's just high praise from someone like you.
Do not let go of these people. And, you know, I tell you something. When I first went on Instagram, it was very interesting. You see your homepage and you see, you know, they say that your Instagram profile is what you want the people to see who you think you are. Yeah. But your internet browser is who you are.
Right.
Okay. And then when I first joined, I said, what's this page here? Because it's a page. They said, it's who you are. And I just saw it was all women in bikinis. It was animals eating each other and Paul Breitner. The Germany international Paul Breitner in his Real Madrid days. And I thought, what does that say about my soul?
Yeah.
And I have to tell, and then of late, it's also been you guys with your little Instagram posts and your little funny clips, which I always comment on and I love.
You do. I really appreciate you coming on, mate. It's great to have you on. I mean, look, we've got loads to talk about with you.
Yes.
I know, you know, you and Cundy know each other. You're big Chelsea fans, right? Yes. You're a huge Chelsea fan. You've been following them for ages. How have you found them at the moment this season? Are you happy with it? Are you...
It's a big question. My connection with Chelsea goes very far. I played at primary school level. I played for the Kensington Chelsea Schools, which was a feeder team for the youth team. So
it was a bad knee injury. Did you?
I had a very bad knee injury. Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
And so I've always loved Chelsea. People love football when people go to. When you analyse it, people go because they love the game, they get entertained, but they also go for community. And as a young Iranian kid growing up, I used to walk from Kensington all the way, and I was a 10-year-old kid and I used to sit East Stand lower, and I used to go by myself, and all these people said, what's your name? Were you alone? You alone? All these like rough, you alone? I said, yeah. He goes, what's your name? I said, Omid. He goes, Omud? I said, no, Omid. He goes, Ahmed? I said, no, Omid. He goes, get Elmit a little drink. He's by himself. They called me, I was known as Elmit, and I thought I was helmet. And I used to go and sit kind of in the same, I never got the same tickets, but they all recognised me. It was the first place I felt British people really accepted me. So I used to go, and I used to go for a sense of community. And it was really those people that kind of shaped me for what I am. They were very funny.
Yeah.
They treated me like an adult. And that's why I love Chelsea football, because they kind of gave me... that helped me grow my personality. And honestly, I think one of the reasons I became a comic was because the people were so funny. They had such a massive influence.
Well, listen, I don't know how much you drove up, right, from Suffolk.
Suffolk, yeah.
I don't know how much the show we were talking about season ticket prices, and that's exactly the sort of thing I was saying about. Yeah. I used to do something similar with my mates, go there in the shed. Yeah. And that now, with the prices of season tickets...
impossible.
It is impossible, isn't it? It's so expensive to go now. But what Jay said there, Omid... it's been a tough old last 3 years, hasn't it?
Chelsea,
since the club was put into administration.
It was
sanctioned.
Sanctioned. Well, actually, it's very interesting. The last time I saw at Chelsea, do you remember that game where we saw each other after the West Ham game when it was Chelsea won 2-1, but West Ham should have had a goal disallowed.
Right,
that was under two. That was September 2022. And we saw each other. Last time we saw each other, and I looked at you. Because we hung around and you were just leaving out and you said, oh, he's Omid, mate, that was bad. Because have you seen the replay? I said, oh, Omid, mate. He goes, hold on. This is a joke. He goes, hold on.
That's what he does. He goes,
hold on. That was bad, mate. And I said, you just said the same thing. He goes, hold on. I'm telling you it was bad. So we were having a laugh about that. And Tuchel was they got rid of him soon after that. Now, I have to ask you, things kind of went wrong when Tuchel went, because I think we're doing it, won the Champions League. Is it true? Now, Jay, we both have... Go on.
What's the question?
The question is this true? Go on, hold on. Is it true? And this is what we've all heard this, that when Tuchel was left because he'd gone for dinner with Todd Bowley, tell me if this is true, and they were talking about formations, and they were talking about he wants to play 4-3-3, and then Todd Bowley told him, have you thought about playing 4-4-3? which is too many players.
I don't know whether that's...
And then the next day, he said it at training, they're all having a laugh, and he was gone in the afternoon.
I've not heard that. But you know when...
I heard that from the very top.
Oh, right. Oh, dear.
Did you?
I mean...
Abramovich.
Good formation.
He may have been a bit bitter at the time. He may have been making stuff up.
Yeah,
Good formation. That 4-4-3.
My understanding was the reason that Thomas Tuchel left was that he couldn't be convinced to get on board with the way the club was going to be structured moving forward. And
but if you remember, players and all that.
Well, that was. But if you remember, Aubameyang signed, who he used to manage it in Dortmund. I'm pretty sure it's at Dortmund, right? He managed him, and within days, I'm not even sure Aubameyang made his debut. Tuchel had gone.
Right.
So something had happened. But the project has changed because we signed Koulibaly, we signed Sterling, we signed Aubameyang, 3 very experienced players.
I forgot about Koulibaly.
Yeah, he was terrible, by the way. But the transfer policy has completely changed. It's gone from that, buying senior pros on big money, by the way, huge money they're on. Sterling still is, and the model has changed. Now, I don't know what happened between that conversation any more than you do. But they've got their own vision, and it was sad to see Tuchel go.
And it was very sad to see the Cole Palmer literally. I think is he sick or what's that? Where is he now? Is he injured?
He had a little bit. He was ill, but I think he picked up a little bit of a calf strain. I think that's why he wasn't in the England squad. He wasn't on the last Chelsea team either against Arsenal.
He's star boy though, isn't he?
Well, this is the thing. I was so angry after the Euros because every Chelsea fan was saying, "This is a guy where things happen. You got to play him." Every time he played him, he'd come on, something happened, and he'd come on the final, scored within 3 minutes of coming on. And everyone goes on about Southgate, and he's given a great speech right now, and we all love him. He's a guy who speaks out about toxic masculinity, and he's an interesting man. But he never played Cole Palmer, and that's where every Chelsea fan who had been at Chelsea and watched what he'd done, we couldn't understand why you wouldn't build a team around him at the Euros. It was crazy.
We were talking about the stadium the other night, and they've obviously got an issue, right? It's a lot of money for land in Kensington. Right. Costs a few quid.
Earls Court.
They want to potentially go to Earls Court. Look, you see an Arsenal stadium, you see Spurs' stadium. We've blown everyone out the water as Spurs in terms of stadiums in London.
Amazing stadium.
It is unreal. Do you think Chelsea can still have the same effect by moving to Earls Court?
I don't think so, because we'd have what will we do? That take a few years, then we will be at Wembley for a few years, and how did that work out for Spurs? It wasn't great. I love Stamford Bridge. There's something about that place that means a lot to me. I remember I tweeted a picture of the old stand near the south, and someone said that still exists as the kind of Selhurst Park hospitality place. It was such a terrible stadium, and I loved it, but there's something about that area, and of course, that little section outside. I don't know if you know this is true, Jay. Could you tell me if this is true? That when Antonio Conte came over, he said, "You guys have lost your love for the game," and he told them a famous quote, which is, "The noble man will always maintain his childlike heart." He goes, "You've all lost love for the game. So what we're going to do, first training session, tell me if this is true. There's no photographs of it." Right. He goes, "We all go out. Jumpers for goalposts, Fulham Road. They shut the Fulham Road.
No,
they had a tennis-side with a tennis ball. First goal wins. Azpilicueta scored. The game finished after 10 minutes. There was one person who was watching it from his coffee. His laugh.
No, I'm not well, Omid.
I can hear. Are you all right? I'm so sorry. Yeah. So that's another bit of Chelsea folklore.
I don't think that.
Where are you getting these sources from, mate? Where are you getting these sources from? Honestly, you've been speaking to 100% Mo, haven't he? Talking absolute garbage. Garbage.
But right now, Omid, as you know, it really is a contentious issue, and it has been for a number of years, because we know
the stadium, you mean?
The stadium.
Right.
And there's not a Chelsea fan out there that wants to leave Stamford Bridge.
No, no one does.
And to redevelop, I don't believe that there's I think it's capped at, is it capped at 50-something?
50,000.
Is that what it's capped at, is it?
Where? What, Chelsea?
Yeah, I think, no, when to redevelop it, but that's only another 8,000 seats.
That's nothing.
On
it's
top.
Not worth it, yeah.
So there's that to decide. I don't know whether they get 60,000 seater in there.
Yeah.
I'm led to believe they can't, because there's only one. Every fan comes out onto the Fulham Road, so that is logic. And I don't think the footprint's big enough either. There are a number of issues here, and it's splitting the fan base.
I have to say, I don't care enough about it to speak coherently after 11 o'clock at night here in central London. But I appreciate, nor do you, but as a subject, I think, thank you very much. You brought it up. Let's move on.
Yeah.
You live near Ipswich as well, right?
Yes, I'm actually in. I actually said to the missus, I'll move anywhere in the world, but as long as it's not East Anglia. Because I'm thinking East Anglia. As long as it's not Suffolk, so I'm thinking of Suffolk. I said, well, it's not like Ipswich, because I'm thinking Ipswich. I said, well, as long as it's not the Regent Theatre. We just live behind the Regent Theatre. The one coordinate I didn't want to go in the whole world. And it's great because you see all the ex-players. When you're a football fan and you see George Burley taking his dog for a walk, you see John Walk, you see Mick Mills. It's a real... and I recognise them. They are amazed when anyone recognises them, but I recognise them. And it's a brilliant place to live. That's why I think Alan Brazil, he
see him?
Loves it.
Do you ever see him?
I only see him here, but he's always driving backwards and forwards. We never see him, but he goes on. He's usually in a pub, and he loves it. It's a great place to live. And Ipswich Town Football Club. I'd like to tell you this. Can I just
go for it?
Go for it. Go on. I want to hear it.
Richard III, as you know, was found where? Where was he? Found under a car park in 2012.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and did you know?
In Leicester, yeah.
In Leicester, he was found. And this is the last King of England to be killed in battle.
Right.
All right. So it's a huge thing. Do you know he was found by historians, archaeologists, and mediums? And when they went to Leicester Town Council, they goes, which medium is it? They goes, this one. She goes, we trust her. What is she saying? She goes, she thinks Richard III is under this car park in the school. They said, because it's her, dig it up. They found him. 2012.
It was a little ago, yeah.
It was all because she was hearing that Richard III go, I need to be a King of England that's given a proper burial. They don't bury him until March 2015. Now, what I'm going to tell you is actually on the Leicester City website. Leicester City, at that time, were exactly where Ipswich Town are now in the Premier League. 9 games to go, 9 points adrift. In March, they give King Richard III a king's burial. Thousands of people come out in the streets of Leicester, confetti and everything. He's buried. Jamie Vardy, on the first Saturday, scores 2 goals and a 3-1 win. They go on and win 7 out of the next 9, stay up. And everyone goes, it's all about Nigel Pearson being brilliant. But the Leicester City website says, we thank King Richard III for giving us assistance. Let's hope this moves on to the next season. Leicester, 5,000 to 1.
Yes,
they go on, continue that and win the Premier League. It is on the Leicester City website. I'm part of a men's group in Ipswich, and they're quite spiritually minded, but they're also all Ipswich Town fans. I told them this, because lads, we've got to say prayers now, don't we? Just say prayers. And they're all saying prayers.
Find someone.
He goes, let's pray. There's some bloke we found who died outside Bury St Edmunds. It's just a bloke. There's a plaque on a bench. Let's pray to him. And they're literally breathing, going, they're breathing, they're meditating. Please, let Ipswich win 7 out of the last 9, and we can make sure Wolves go down. I swear to God, I'm telling you, this is the truth. And every week we've decided, every Monday, we're going to get together and we're going to... They haven't played yet.
They haven't played yet, okay. Right.
And I feel very embarrassed because I've got a little video coming out with Ed Sheeran. He's got a new song coming out.
Right. You're in the video?
I'm in the video, yeah. And so he emails me because it's a video. The song is called Azizam, which means my darling in Persian. Right. And good on Ed, because he wants to do something for the people of Iran, and he knows that they're all oppressed. Yeah. And then he emails me, and he just said to me on Saturday, he said, you coming to Portman Road? And I wrote back to him, I said, Ed, it's international break. There's no game. There's no Premier League. And then one of the lads said to me, have you seen this? He's jumping up and down with the women's team. And he thinks I'm a real misogynist. He goes, I was talking about they only play 1 game at Portman Road. You don't like women's football, do you? I said, well, I kind of do. He goes, well, I'm not having it. You know, he uninvited me from coming to the next few games. I can't go to football with the misogynist, so it's very embarrassing. But check this song out when it comes out. It's called Azizam. It's amazing.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.